Hello students, this is Shweta Roy. This video is for Chapter 8, History, Part 1. Education under the British rule. In this video, we are going to discuss about education pre-East India Company and education under East India Company. So we will discuss the difference between the education system pre-East India Company and under the East India Company. So here we will start with the topic education under the British rule. Now what happened with the decline of Mughal Empire? There were political and economical instability in India, and in that the educational institutions also were adversely affected. They were also affected. So what happened in starting, in the initial stage, the East India Company, they did very little to promote education in India. But later on, there was pressure from the British Parliament and the educated Indians. They pressurized the British for education, and like this, they were forced to take some steps to improve the educational system in India. Now, after that, several Christian missionaries were sent to India to spread the education and conversion of Indians to Christianity. Now, as per the Charter of 1698, East India Company was directed to maintain schools in all its garrisons. So, St. Mary Charity School was the first school which started in Madras in 1715. And after that, Christian missionaries successfully established 17 schools for Hindus and Muslims, and 4 missionary schools for Christians in 1725. Also, some of the English schools were established in South India, Bengal and Sri Lanka. Now, the Christian missionaries, they established their headquarters at Serampur, which is near Calcutta. And for the spread of Christianity, they started a printing press. Also, they published papers. Also, they translated the Bible in 26 languages so that they can spread the Christianity. In 1888, the first missionary college was set up in Serampur. And the Bishop's College was established in 1820 at Calcutta. So now we will start with the topic education in pre-British India. So before British, how was the education system in India? So according to the William Adam, in 18th century, there were elementary and the higher education, both were there in the India, and children were given education both in private education at home or public education at Pathshala. So they were given both private and public education. Private was at home and public education was given at Pathshalas. So this William Adam, he toured the district of Bengal and Bihar in 1830s, and at that time there were over 1 lakh Pathshalas functioning in these states. Each Pathshala was having about 20 students, and these Pathshalas were managed by wealthy merchants or the community. Also, sometimes some gurus used to impart education at Pathshalas. So some of the gurus also started some of the Pathshalas so that they can impart the education. Now in Pathshala, there was flexible system of education. Okay. The classes were held in the open space under the trees or in the temple or at the teacher's home. Now there were no benches. Students were sitting on the ground, and they were not charged for that. So there was no free for the education. Also there were no examinations. Now teaching was done orally. Okay, and children used to learn the religious stories or the simple arithmetic rules. So whatever was according to the need of the student, the guru used to teach them. Okay, all age group students used to sit together, all the classes used to sit together at one place, and teacher used to interact with them separately. So in this, what was happening when there is time of sowing or of seeds or harvesting of crops? So that time students can take leave. Okay, that time students used to take leave. And the children of the peasants, they used to help their family that time. Okay, and once the sowing or harvesting season was finished, again school restarts, and the students used to come back and they starts their studies. Now in Punjab, this was the thing of Bihar and Bengal. Okay, this situation which we discussed was of Bengal and Bihar. Now in Punjab, reading aloud was the common method. These children used to read aloud to memorize a lengthy text. Okay, so this was the method. Now in this, what was happening, whether they are understanding the meaning or not, they used to read aloud and they used to memorize the lengthy text. Okay, now also there were Persian schools or maktabs, and which were attended by Hindus and Muslims both. And the common study which were common subjects which were taught there were grammar, poetry, logic, philosophy, law, and astronomy. Now the Sanskrit academics that were imparted education to Brahmin boys on Hindu religion, philosophy, literature, Panini's grammar, law, and logic. Now this was the education before the East India Company, pre-East India Company. Now we will discuss about the education under East India Company. Okay. Now already we discussed that some missionaries came to India to spread Christianity. And along with these missionaries, the officials of East India Company also contributed in the establishment of educational institutions. So in 1781, Warren Hastings set up the Calcutta Madrasa to promote the study of Arabic, Persian and Islamic law. In 1791, Jonathan Duncan, the British resident at Banaras, set up the Hindu College for the study of Hindu religious texts, laws and scriptures. In 1784, Sir William Jones, he was a judge at the Calcutta Supreme Court, found the Royal Asiatic Society of Bengal with the help of Warren Hastings. And this society encouraged the study of ancient Indian religion, thought and culture. Now there was the Charter Act of 1813. So in that, according to the Charter Act of 13, the beginning of educational development in India started. It provided an annual expenditure of 1 lakh rupee for the revival and promotion of Indian literature. Also, it sought to introduce and promote the knowledge of science among the Indians and encourage the learned native people of India. Now, in 1823, the Committee of Public Instruction was set up so that they can regulate the distribution of grants for development of education. And in that same year, in 1823, the Calcutta School Book Society and Calcutta School Society that were set up for the grants received. So this Committee of Public Instruction, they encouraged study of Sanskrit language. So 2 Sanskrit colleges were set up. One was at Calcutta in 1824 and other was at Delhi in 1825. So this was the education under British East India Company. Now we have a question so that we can check your progress. Which new colleges have opened in the vicinity of your home in the last few years? What courses do they offer? What are the specialized subjects they impart education in? Try to find out some information about this on the internet. Okay. I hope you all understood all the topics taught in this video. Thank you.